closing in 15 minutes.
What?
We're closing in 15 minutes.
You can't.
I'm sorry. I have a very important dinner date tonight, but you can come back next week. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 6 p.m.
But my paper's due on Monday.
And you waited until the last minute.
If you let me stay, I can give you 5, 10. I have $12.37, but I can only give you $5.37 because I need 7 for my latte.
I can't take your money.
Here, take it, all of it. If I don't hand in this paper, I'll flunk the class and then I won't graduate.
No, you keep your money.
Please, if I don't graduate, my father will make me get a job and pay rent.
That would be a shame. Listen, I will give you 10 minutes of my time, and that's worth a lot more than $12.37.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now tell me how you chose this gallery out of all the galleries in New York City.
Because all the artists are women and the paper I'm writing is for my women's studies class. And I live right around the corner.
I see. First of all, do you know how this gallery got its name, Ceres?
From some rich guy named Ceres.
No, there was no rich guy. It's named after a Roman goddess called Ceres. The Romans believed she controlled the bounty of the harvest, especially wheat and other grains necessary for their survival.
So this gallery was named after the goddess of cereal.
In a way. She made sure the people could feed their bodies because you have to feed the body before you can feed the soul. And the women at this gallery create art to feed our souls. Write that down.
Art feeds our souls.
Okay. You've been standing here staring at these paintings for a while. So tell me, when you look at Elizabeth Downer Riker's painting, Planting Chili Peppers, what do you see?
2 women planting in the fields?
Of course. But what's their story?
There's a story?
The artist's story may be different from what you see, but there's always a reason the artist created the work.
Like, she needed money and somebody paid her?
Most artists don't make a lot of money from their work. They do it because that's how they express themselves. Now, what about this second painting? Planting chilies at dawn.
It's the same 2 women.
Can you tell what kind of relationship the 2 women have?
The one bending down is the mother, and the one standing is the daughter.
What is the daughter thinking?
She's thinking she'd rather be in bed sleeping.
And what about the mother?
She's too tired to think. She just works in the fields all day and her back hurts.
What do you think is happening in Elizabeth's painting, Cutting the Corn?
That's easy. She's picking what she planted.
So what do you think the artist is saying?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think she's celebrating the connection between people and the earth. Without the soil, the water, and the sun, we wouldn't exist.
I'm writing that down. There would be no food.
That's right. Now, look at Anne Shapiro's painting showing sea rise in the Washington, D.C. tidal basin. What do you think of when you look at this piece?
My father says it's a swamp.
The area may have been swampy at one time, but then the alligators crawled out of the water and turned into lobbyists.
Alligators.
Just joking. But with the ice caps melting, some sections of the tidal basin do flood a couple of times a day, and that's no joke. I think of our planet as the Great Mother. We get everything from her. She gives us soil in which to grow food, water to quench our thirst, and she wraps us in a blanket of atmosphere so we can breathe. But we have not been good children. We're greedy. We take and take without any thought of the damage we're doing. We peel away her skin, we dig into her flesh and suck out her blood. We've weakened her. She's become ill. And she's burning up with the fever of our neglect. If we don't do something to lower her temperature, she will die. And all of us with her.
That sounds serious.
No kidding. So you see what Anne's saying through her work. Take a look at her piece about New York City. Here she gives us the bad news in graphs. This graph shows how the coastal flood days have increased almost 3 times from 1955 to 2014. And look at the cityscape at the bottom when she notes the level of sea rise.
Those are buildings? I thought they were tombstones.
Well, they very well could be, depending on your evacuation zone. Just think, scientists have already decided on evacuation zones. So they think it's going to flood big time. If you want to live in New York City, stay away from the shore. And with the increase in hurricanes, you should probably get an inflatable raft. And if you get a raft, you might as well get one with a motor because you might not be able to paddle very far.
But if I have to escape by raft, where would I go?
Brooklyn if you live on the east side, New Jersey if you live on the west side, and then head for the hills.
I can't afford to buy a raft right now.
Well, you won't need one today or next week, but you will eventually. So I suggest you skip one latte every week, put that $7 toward your raft fund, and in a year, you'll have enough for a very nice inflatable raft with a motor. Well, unless, of course, it's a family affair.
My father doesn't believe in global warming, and my mother believes what my father tells her.
So you're on your own.
Is that why Noah built his ark? Because no one believed in global warming?
He saw the signs and was determined to survive.
I get it. Be prepared. But I have to write my paper first.
And graduate. So tell me, how are Anne's paintings different from Elizabeth's work?
Elizabeth's are oil paintings, and Anne's are collages.
Digital collages. See how she uses photographs and maps as well as paint to create her work?
Like a puzzle. You need to put all the pieces together before you know the whole story.
Hey, that's good. Put that in your paper.
Like pieces of a puzzle. But she doesn't have any people in her collages.
You don't see the people, but you see their effect on the earth.
Like pollution.
Exactly. So tell me, what's your takeaway on these two artists?
Elizabeth paints pictures of people, and Anne makes collages with maps and graphs.
And how are their worlds connected?
One world is okay, and the other is in trouble.
So one is warning, the other is a solution. That's a good place to start your paper. Write that down. I think your 10 minutes are up.
But I have more questions.
I'm sorry. I promised my family I would make them an edible collage tonight.
A what?
My family likes the round ones with peppers, mushrooms, and eggplant, all grown in our very own climate garden.
That sounds delicious.
It is. So come back and see us next week. You might even get to meet the artists.
Thanks so much for all your help. I think I'm gonna ace this report.
You're welcome. And remember, go green and go clean.